Hello, hello. Let's see here. Hello, Susie, Susan, Krista. Let's see, Lori, Gretchen. No makeup day. Oh, man. Hello, everyone. Do you know my husband came in here and had the nerve to tell me? He said, "Is this mom clothes Monday?" And I said, "No, it's no makeup Monday." But how dare he? Yes, I have leggings and a t-shirt on, but that is like the uniform around here, right? Let's see. Hello, hello. Let's see here. Who do we have? Joanne, Denise. Hey, Carol. Let's see here. Who else do we have joining us in here? Marcia, Sue, Mary Ann. There's Jen and Naomi. Naomi asked about men's cards, and some of you were offering tips in the chat. So if any of you have great ideas for men's cards, drop them in the comments there. If you have like a go-to, comfy clothes are a must. Yes. Um, I will talk about it as we get into tonight's cards. I'm going to be using embossing folders and doing quick and easy tonight. But this would be a good leggings and a t-shirt. This would be a good way to make some men's cards that are easy, embossing folders and doing some inking techniques, because it's just quick and easy, and it's not a whole lot of thought has to go into it. So like quick and easy, yes, quick and easy tonight. And there's I'm going to do it even easier. So I was inspired by, I believe it was Ilda that did this card. And I'm going to even make it even easier than Ilda did on her card. It was gorgeous, but I'm a quick and easy kind of gal. Okay, so I'm going to go down to my desk view here. So you choose any, I'm going to start out with pattern paper. And this is where you could pull in some more masculine paper colors and textures and different things like that. Our Adventure Awaits paper pad would be a really good one for that. I am doing like happy birthday cards tonight. This one obviously is going to be a little more rainbowish, but the next one I had planned to do rainbow inking, but you could very, very easily change up the ink colors and make them, more blues and greens, or, a yellow, blue, and green. You could even do, let's see, I'm looking at my ink colors over here, like add in a tan or even a darker blue and a darker green. So just mixing that up, and we'll kind of talk about that as we go through here. Okay, so embossing folder technique. So you can see I've already run this like striped piece of paper through this embossing folder, and I'm going to use what would normally be like what we're going to call the wrong side, which it has more flat areas on it. Now, if I flip it over, this is the side that we would normally use on our card if we're just going to run it through and kind of do it that way. I am going to use this side, and I did a technique a while back, and I took a black marker, and colored all in. Well, we're going to do it the easy peasy way tonight, and I'm going to take our Be Creative Intense Black ink, and I'm going to simply swipe the ink pad over the top, and it's going to hit all of our flat areas here. And I'm actually going to take up my mat because it won't stain the mat, but I have to do some heavy duty cleaning on it. So I'm just going to ink it directly onto my glass surface, so it's easy cleaning. All right, so I'm going to take my ink pad, and I'm going to just give this a rub down all over. And my goal is to make this an easy peasy card because I'm using the rainbow striped paper underneath as a base. And then we're going to step it up just a little bit here in a minute and actually ink the background. So I'm just going to continue kind of rubbing over this design until I get the desired look. Now you'll notice in the center, that large square, it's going to take me just a minute to kind of color it in. And I'm simply going to be a little more intentional now about going over that little square area. And then it will pick up all that black ink. And so we can kind of swipe here if I want to get really heavy duty in some areas. Whoops. And then there we go. So this is what we're kind of ending up with here. So this is like a cheater version of the card because I'm using pattern paper. So it makes it really super simple and easy. All right, let me put the lid on that. Let me get my handy dandy cloth here and clean my black inky fingers off. And then I'm going to take this piece of paper that we have already used or inked up, and I'm going to set it aside and let that dry. Okay, now let's do the other version where we ink blend. Now, for masculine cards, this is where you could really pull in those masculine colors. And I'm going to use, again, this, what we're calling the soiree, because it kind of looks like the party pinwheels and the little rosettes and stuff. But this could totally be a masculine card, depending on what colors you're using. And then be on the lookout for our next release coming up at the end of the month. We have 2 masculine embossing folders coming out in that release, and they're fabulous. So be on the lookout for that. You'll be seeing myself and the design team using that. Okay, my paper is going to blend in with my mat for just a second. Okay, so I'm going to go with Worn Lipstick, Squeezed Lemonade, Cracked Pistachio, and Broken China. We're going to do a very simple, what am I calling it? Rainbow. All right, Worn Lipstick. So I'm going to ink up my brush. This is the first time that I have used this brush. It was time to pull out and do another Worn Lipstick brush. And I'm going to do a simple rainbow. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit, just like so. And then set that one aside. And then next, I'm going to grab Squeeze Lemonade. And I have a brush ready to go for that one. Let's ink it up. And then this time, I'm going to start from the sides and then kind of work my way up. And we're going to start to see the orange of those 2 colors kind of blend in together. And I'm anxious to look in the chat and see, what ideas you guys are sharing about the masculine cards. Let's see. I saw the video that you're returning is amazing. Definitely a much. Yes. Let's see. The glass mats are wonderful. They are. Okay. Now I'm going to work on this little blend right here. So I'm just going to take my Worn Lipstick brush, and I'm very lightly, not very heavy-handed at all, gonna blend that out, and you're really starting to see that orange kind of pop through right there where we blend those. And then let's bring our yellow down a little bit more. And I'm gonna go really light-handed right in here. There we go. And then next, we're pulling out the green. So we have Cracked Pistachio. So I'm going to ink up my brush. All right, Summer Sunset. Yes. Okay, and I'm going to start right about here. Work my way across. Kind of get a dark swatch through there, and then I'm going to start pulling it up into that Squeeze Lemonade. There we go. Get the pretty blend going on, kind of fade it down as we go. Let me see how I'm liking that. Kind of liking it. All right, now last color is Broken China. Get it good and inky, and then I can work my way up from the bottom. Get it really dark and then blend up into the green. I'm getting a workout on my arms this evening. I get it the way that I like it here. That's looking pretty good. It does look like a sunset. Look how I've kind of got some little ripples and things in there. I like it. Okay, so let's set all that aside. It doesn't need to be super fancy, does it? Okay, and then I'm going to, let's use this. I'm going to pick this up and let's get rid of our mat. And then I think for this one, before I run it through the embossing folder, I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. I always like to do my trimming after I blend anything, whether it's a stencil or a background like this. And I'll tell you why. Because if I boo-boo on the edges, like if I have like a harsh line or somewhere that I've stuck my finger or, something like that, I can kind of trim around it and trim the edges off. And then I have, a nice little border when I add this to my card base. Let's get rid of those. Let's do that. Okay, now we've got this all ready to go. Now you could spritz it if you wanted to with water and it would give us that kind of bubbly look. And let's do that. Let's test it. So be patient with me while I grab my little spritzer bottle. If I can find it. And I might not be able to. I can't even find it. So we won't be spritzing it this evening. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to take my damp towel. And I'm going to take the clean side and I'm going to go like this. And we're going to start to get a little bit of texture in there, I think. Or I could totally boo-boo it up. No, it's looking good. Okay, so subtle little texture in there. For whatever cloth that you're using, it's going to look like the cloth. So if you used a paper towel that's got some kind of little swirls or something on it, if you dampen it and lay it down, you can really see it like up here in the pink and the red. But it's kind of fun. Okay, so for my technique, our embossing folders here have the more bumpy side that has the raised side, and then it has the like the valleys in it, or the more flat side. For this specific technique, you want to put the good side of your paper down to what would normally be the good side of your embossing folder, so the bumpy side. And so I'm going to flip this over, and to hold it all down where I want it, since I've cut it smaller, I'm going to kind of eyeball it like so. And then I'm going to tape it down. And then I can kind of close it and then make sure that that little inset is kind of hitting where I want it to hit. It doesn't have to be, absolutely perfect, but that's a way that we can kind of eyeball it and see if the design is looking the way you want it to look. All right, I am going to run this through my machine. So it's going to be loud for just a second. Okay, now let's see what we get when we open it. All right. See that pretty design? All right, so I'm going to set that aside. And then I am carefully got something on there. Let's see if we can take that off. I'm going to carefully remove my tape. There we go. And then let's take my little die pick. I'm going to see if I can't get that little bit of schmutz, for whatever that is, off of there. Okay, so now we've got our, and it's going to be black here in a minute anyway. I don't know why I'm worrying about it. Now I'm going to do the same technique, and let's see what happens. This is always like where I hold my breath and don't booger it up. Oh, it's going to be pretty. Inky fingers this evening. Keep going around. And when I mentioned earlier that Ilda had done a card similar, what she did was she used one of our embossing folders that have like the little bitty flowers and things in them. And she ink blended with our little Belux detail brushes. She colored all the little flowers. So, you know, she took her inks and like so. Let's get rid of that fingerprint that I added right in there. Okay, now I am going to, if I can find it here, dry that ink. All right, let's see here. I like it. It's kind of cool. But let's lay that aside. Let's do this one just for good measure. Okay, now let's do a mess cleanup here. Okay, so these I'm going to set aside for just a second while we work on our sentiments. And I have a piece of paper all ready to go in here. And I have 2 sentiment sets. So I have the Big Bold Birthday that's got the nice big sentiments, and I'm just going to stamp one and die cut it, and we're going to pop it right in that little flipped around square that's on there. And then I've got this You're So Extra, and I think this is cute. I think I'm going to do the You're So Extra, and then on the inside I'm going to stamp the extra, and then you can kind of check the special, loved, awesome. I think that's going to be a cute little card. So let's do this, and I'm going to pull the You're So Extra off of there, and we'll lay it right about there. And then let's do, yes, Honeybee Intense Black is what I was using. The ink, it is right there. This is our like Copic friendly, alcohol marker friendly ink. And yeah, I used that on there. Happiest of birthday wishes to you. Let's do that one. That one's kind of cute, where it's got the little banner. All right, so let's do like so. And I'm going to use the same ink because I've got it out here. Now, I have not stamped with these stamps before, so it's probably going to take me a little bit to get good coverage. And I like to hold it on there. Let's let that ink seep into the paper and do its job. We're getting better. Just let it seep in there and do its job. Hold that down. And we're looking good. Okay. So let me take this one out. And then I'm gonna give these a little clean off. And we'll put that one back and we'll put your So Extra back. Okay, let me wipe my fingers before I make a mess on my cardstock. Now, on the inside of one of my card bases, I'm gonna slip this inside just like so. And then I can stamp the little saying where it says extra special, extra, oops, extra. I am like fumble fingers this evening. Everything's going in the floor. All right, I'm going to kind of line it. Maybe I should do it like this in the center. That would be adorable. I'm sorry if my head and my crazy curly hair gets in the way. Now, let's take a look here. Not too shabby. All right, so let's stamp this. Oh, it makes the black ink cleaned up so easy. It does. And let me tell you, this is probably not a... This is one of those do as I say, not as I do, or whatever those sayings are. So my waffle flower mat that I had down that I said, I don't want to use the black ink over the top of it. You totally can get this ink on there, but it's not just going to wipe off easily like with my cloth and water. I take like an alcohol wipe or a little rubbing alcohol in a bottle, and that's how I clean that mat off. I don't know if that is on their, like, it's probably not their preferred method to clean it, but I'm just telling you that that's what I do to clean it off. Okay, so let's now, I'm going to get and grab my die for that one. And then let's grab the die for the You're So Extra. So let's find it on here. Right there. And then I'm going to make sure that these are dry as well. A little bit there. Okay, now let's run these little puppies through the die machine. So let's line this one up. Let's get it all going in there. That looks pretty good. So let's get that one taped down. And then the You're So Extra. Make sure we get this one all lined up on all the areas, all those loops and swirls. There we go. And then I'm just going to run this through my big die machine over here since I've got it all warmed up, ready to go. that sound of the cracking paper, I don't know. It always freaks my husband out. Like it's not supposed to do that, you know? And I have to tell him every time, no, it's just the dies cracking through the paper. It'll be fine. Okay, so we've got our happiest of birthday wishes to you. That's going to be adorable on one of these. I don't know which one, but it's going to be big and bold on that colorful background. And then the You're So Extra. Let's pull it out. Okay, and then I've got another card base here. So I've got my 2 card bases, my extra one, and then the other one. So let's go ahead and let's do, and I think I'm going to do, just to make it easy to stick down, sometimes liquid adhesive on embossing folder paper, embossed paper, it doesn't want to stick down. Like you have to get all the little nooks and crannies and bumps and I'm just going to do it this way this evening. And it'll have a little bit of fun dimension on it. Let's see here. The font is lovely. Thank you. Now, how many of you in the chat, I didn't even give the information about our class. How many of you are going to join us for the class on the 18th? I hope some of you can. I know Denise said that she was going to try. And let's see, who else? Can you use any color ink for the black there? Yeah, you can do that. Totally. Just try whatever. It's kind of a trial and error. See what you can do and play with. Okay, so this is going to be the key here, is always like sticking this down, because once you stick it, there's no moving it. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's do birthday wishes. And because I already kind of popped up that background, let's just make this one flat. And you can kind of see the stripies coming through there. It's not going to bother me. I think if I had gone a lot heavier handed within that little square with the ink, it probably would have been okay. But you know what? We're going to pop this on there and it's going to be super cute. Of course, that would be cute popped up too, I think. This little sentiment. But that's going to be big and bold right there in the center. Look at that. That's fun. Okay, so let's set that one aside. Now let's do this guy. Let's pop him up too, because why not? So I'm going to flip it over. Let's see here. I love the sentiment set. I love the stamp. Is there homework for your class? Probably I would. Let's see here. Who is that asked that? Bonnie. Bonnie, are you in our challenge group, Bonnie, by any chance? And if not, I can have Lisa put out the homework in the newsletter. I can do it that way. Let me see. What's Bonnie going to tell us? Let's see. Cinco de Mayo. Oh, it is Cinco de Mayo looking. We thought it kind of looked like party pinwheel type stuff. Let's see here. Yes. Okay, cool. Bonnie, I'll probably post it in there. And then because some people aren't in the challenge group, I'll have Lisa post it, or we'll do something for the newsletter as well. And then if anybody has any questions, you can always email me at our customer care email address, and it's customercare@honeybeestamps.com. I answer all of our emails, and I'd be happy to help you out. But it would probably be easier because there's a lot of die cutting to have you guys do some of that ahead of time. Let's see here. Love, love, love. It's kind of fun, huh? And look how quick and easy, really. Let's see, how long have I been going? 31 minutes. And the only thing that I had prepped was I had this one already embossed. So you were talking about, excuse me, somebody mentioned, you know, masculine cards. Masculine cards, I think, are difficult for a lot of card makers. And, you know, let's face it, a lot of craft supplies and stamp supplies and stamps and all the things are a little bit more geared towards feminine things like, you know, gardening and flowers and cutesy critters and, you know, things like that. I can tell you that our release that is coming up has a lot of masculine in it. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. Look how cute that is, that little "You're So Extra." I think a little like young lady or teen would think that that is hilarious. And then if I want to do the little, let me find in my mess here on my desk. If I want to do the little check marks, I can do that. I won't make you guys stay along for that. But there's a little check and a star and a heart that you can actually check these off and have a sweet little fun kind of little card. All right, let's see here. Now let me chat with you guys here. Let's see here. Very cute. If Lisa is here, she will know the answer. Okay, so somebody has a question. If you'll type the question in there again, I'll see it. Let's see. I haven't tuned in. Adorable. You have too many men. Card giving group. It's always hard to make. They are always hard to make. You know, let's see here. Must have gone to junk. Any site I can go. Must have gone to junk. You guys are talking about. Is there information on Facebook and Honeybee Stamps Buzzworthy challenges? Oh, about the class? There is. And it is, let me see if I can pull this up here. And there's information in the description box below this live stream as well. Okay, so this is the card. This is the card we're going to make. And I always tell everybody, so don't feel like you have to have all the things that I'm using, right? Pull out your own flower dies or leafy dies or whatever. Pull those out. Just come have fun. Maybe learn some little tips and tricks for ink blending and stuff like this. I did a poll in our challenge group and they all wanted ink blending on die cuts. So that's kind of what we're going to do. In the description box of this live stream, there is a link you can click that goes to the class collection, which has all of these items in it. And there is a discount code in the description box where you're going to get a discount on everything I use in the class. And I say, and all of our friends here are probably tired of hearing me say it, is anytime that I do a class, I try to add in a bunch of staples that everybody is going to use or most people use in their craft room. For example, our glue. It's always going to be in there. Oxide inks, you can choose any color and there's a discount. Our intense black ink, our blending brushes, the new little baby blending brushes are in there. Like if you need a new paper trimmer, that is in there. The waffle flower mats are in there. The grip mat that's sticky is in there. So I always try to tell everybody, like, even if you don't want to buy the stamps and dies and stuff like that, but let's say you wanted to try Nina Classic Crest cardstock and you want to try it and get a little discount on it, it's the perfect time to do that. Let's see here. Giving my card to the class. Oh, yay. I love that. Let's see. I always have to have all the things. Well, and some of you, I try to mix when we do a class. I try to mix something that is a newer product, maybe with something that's older. So it may be something that you already have, or you have one like it. So let's say that you have a big fence die, like that little fence that I'm using. No need to buy another one. Just pull yours out and use that one. Let's see, speaking of your glue, can you purchase a tip for the glue? Mine broke off. Krista, no, but email me at the customer care email and I'll take care of it for you. Let's see here. All right. Garden. All right. I don't think that are there any other questions about the class or anything like that that you have before we do our giveaway this evening? I got my waffle flour mat discount for the class. Perfect. Oh, if we could all have all the things. I know. Let's see. Hello. Hello, Crafty. The Crafty Visage. Thank you. All right. Great cards. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's so easy too. Just slap that ink on there. We can all do that. You're welcome, Krista. Anytime at all. All right. Need to win the lottery. Me too. I'm so blessed that I work for Honeybee because I get to play and try all the fun things. Let's see. You're welcome. All right. So let's do our giveaway for this evening. So I'm just going to scroll through here. Our winner for this evening is Susan. Susan, you are our winner this evening. If you will email me at customercare@honeybeestamps.com. I'm going to send you a prize. And this is also the email. If anybody ever has any questions at all, I do all of our customer care. So don't hesitate to reach out. If you want information about the class or you can't find the codes and stuff in the description box, reach out and I'll be happy to help you. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me for these quick and easy embossing folder cards, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye-bye.